Aging isn't easy on anyone, but there is a social phenomenon called invisible woman syndrome that can make the process particularly hard on women. Many women feel unseen in different areas of their lives. In Susan Sontag's article, The Double Standard of Aging, she states, older women are evaluated more negatively than older men. A woman's character is thought to be innate, not the product of her experience, her years, her action. The feminine is smooth, rounded, hairless. The perfectly natural effects of the aging process is regarded as a humiliating defeat, but men are allowed to look older without sexual penalty. What sort of behaviours did you notice from people to sort of highlight, like, the fact that you were feeling that you were becoming invisible? What sort of things did people say to you or do or not do?
I think it was subtle. It was much more subtle than that. I do think that the way that we feel invisible is subtle in society. I mean, one of the reasons I know you're going to come on to that, but I started Look Up Forever was to make sure that we had visual representations of older women everywhere on our website, and only women who were genuinely that age. And there, I said no airbrushing on the photographs, and I asked for women who haven't had work done. So in other words, it's like an honest representation of an older
Yeah.
woman. Now, what I noticed particularly was that there, you go into a beauty hall, there are no pictures of older women. The beauty halls still don't show any of their makeup on older faces.
About the time that my son went to university, I was looking to return to work.
Yeah.
And I worked sort of in multinational companies. I was applying for jobs and I just wasn't getting interviews or replies or anything. I then contacted recruitment consultants and they would be interested initially, and then they would look at my CV and then just not get back to me, just be ignored.
Yeah.
And that was a shock to the system, because before, they would be, ringing you, there would always be something available.
Do you feel there is a double standard between society's aging expectations between men and women?
Yes. Yes. Well, I think men are seen as older and wiser very often. In fairness, I haven't experienced being an older man, but from what I have observed, it seems to me that there's a degree of respect that goes with that, whereas women are much more likely to be written off. I do think we've got a few trailblazers ahead of us now. People like Prue Leith, Mary Berry, Joan Bakewell, Esther Ranson, and people like that. So I think it's probably less of a contrast now than it maybe was for my mother, for instance. But I still think it's there, and I still think in certain sectors of society, we're still expected to be the, beautifully made up, nicely dressed figure on somebody's arm. I just think we need to respect people for who they are and not make swift judgments